ഇന്നത്തെ വീഡിയോയിൽ നമ്മൾ കവർ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ലോകത്തിലെ പ്രസിദ്ധരായ അനേക ആൾക്കാരുടെ വീടുകളും മറ്റുമാണ്. നമ്മൾ ഈ പോകുന്ന വഴിക്ക് പ്രസിദ്ധരായ അനേക ആൾക്കാരുടെ വീടുകൾ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ കഴിയുന്നുണ്ട്. ലോക സിനിമയിൽ നിറഞ്ഞു നിന്ന ഏറ്റവും പ്രശസ്തനായ ഒരു സ്റ്റണ്ട് മാസ്റ്റർ ആയിരുന്നു നമുക്കെല്ലാം അറിയാവുന്ന ജാക്കി ചാൻ. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ വീട് നമ്മൾ ഈ പോകുന്ന വഴിക്ക് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ കഴിയും. അതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ അനേക പ്രശസ്തരായ ആൾക്കാരുടെ വീടുകൾ നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ കഴിയുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ കാഴ്ചകളെല്ലാം നിങ്ങൾ കാണണം. ഇത് സ്കിപ്പ് ചെയ്യാതെ അതിൻ്റെ അവസാനം വരെ നിങ്ങൾ വീഡിയോ കാണണം. ഓക്കെ, താങ്ക് യു.
Okay guys, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos.
Alright guys, hold on tight. Let's give the captain some support. Let's make some noise. Come on guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful Biscayne Bay, one of the prettiest anchorages in the world. All the homes around here, they start at $2 million. But I know you all want to see $10 million homes, right? And $20 million homes, right? So we will get there, but before we do, I want you guys to look around. Check out all of the boats you see here. Lots of boats, all sorts of shapes and sizes. So these boats, they come from all over the world. And some of them are what you would call liveaboards, meaning people actually live aboard them. Full time. Can you guys imagine living on one of these full time? So let me ask you guys a question. If the homes here in the bay start at $2 million, what do you guys think is the monthly rent for these boats to anchor here? Any guesses? So the answer is actually $0. Monthly rent for these boats to anchor here is $0. All they have to do is absolutely nothing. All they have to do is drop their anchor. Free rent. Biscayne Bay is also home to the Florida endangered manatee. You guys ever seen a manatee before? So if you've never seen a manatee, they are sea mammals that grow up to be about 3,000 pounds. They are very, very big. And they spend most of their time on the ocean floor eating seagrass, hence their other name you might have heard before, the sea cow. So they usually only come up for air, but we do see them now and then, so keep your eyes out. I'm also really hoping that we see dolphins today. You guys want to see some dolphins? Yes. We see dolphins pretty often out here, so keep your eyes out. Maybe we'll be lucky today. Alright, little fun fact I want to share with you all. Follow my finger. See that building over there? It's white. It's 4 stories high and it has blue awnings. You guys see it? 4-story building, white, blue awnings. So that building, back in the 80s, it was owned and controlled by the Cali cartel, which is pharmaceuticals, aka cocaine. The FBI shut it down. Oh yeah, you guys see that boat? Well, that boat is not just sinking, that boat is sunk. It is touching the ground. So that boat has actually been like that since last year. But the water here at Biscayne Bay, it's not really that deep. It's about 8 to 16 feet deep. Palm Island was home to one of America's most notorious criminals. He went to jail for tax evasion. Al Capone, yes. So Al Capone bought a home on Palm Island in 1928. He went to prison in 1931 and he was released from prison, and then he spent the remaining of his days here on Palm Island until he died in 1947. Somebody else who used to live on Palm Island, one of the hosts and executive producers of the TV show The View, Barbara Walters. So her father, Lou Walters, he was a club promoter on the island. He owned a club here called Latin Quarter, and he had a house there too. So Barbara has quite a few childhood memories right here on Palm Island. She also graduated from Miami Beach High in 1949. Alrighty guys, so I want you all to follow my finger. I'm pointing at a white bridge. You guys see it? White bridge over there. So that bridge is called the Venetian Causeway, and it is the oldest bridge that unites the city of Miami with Miami Beach, It was constructed in 1926, and it runs through 6 different islands. Each of those islands are named after a street or canal that is located in Venice, Italy. If you guys have never driven on the Venetian Causeway, go drive on it. It has a beautiful view. You do have to pay $1.50 in tolls, but it's worth it. Now, before the Venetian Causeway was over there was another bridge there. It was in the same spot and ran the same exact course. It was called the Collins Bridge, and it was named after John Collins. He was a great entrepreneur of this area, a man who about 100 years ago wanted to increase the traffic of people coming to Miami Beach. So at that time, there was only a ferry that ran between the two cities. There were no bridges that connected them whatsoever. So he figured that if he built a bridge, more people would come to Miami Beach. Makes sense, right? So in 1913, he constructed the Collins Bridge right over there, and at that time, it was the longest wooden bridge in the entire world. So everyone look at the bridge over there and be honest with me. Does that look like it could have been the longest wooden bridge in the whole world at any point in history?
Definitely not.
Definitely not, right? Let's be real here. It is not that big of a bridge. So let me explain that to you guys, because it is true. I want you now to look at the water. As I said before, the water here in Biscayne Bay is about 8 to 16 feet deep. About 100 years ago, it was 3 inches deep. The reason is because Biscayne Bay is artificial. So Carl Fisher, another entrepreneur of this area, known as the father of Miami Beach, Carl Fisher came down here. He dug out the sand here, a process known as sand dredging. Now today, he would not be allowed to do that. It is considered ecologically incorrect. But with the sand that he did dig out, he constructed these islands that are surrounding us. So 23 of the islands here in Biscayne Bay are artificially constructed, including some parts of Miami Beach. So in 1913, the Collins Bridge that was over there was the longest wooden bridge in the world because all these islands that the Venetian goes through were not there. So the bridge ran all the way from the city of Miami to Miami Beach, and it was about 2.5 miles long. Alright, now to our right we do have another island here. This is Hibiscus Island. That yacht over there is a $2.9 million yacht. Real nice. So the houses on Hibiscus Island, they range from about $10 million to $20 million. There are a few below and above that, but that is where the majority of them are. Now, an empty lot on Hibiscus Island is already worth $2 million. That is just grass and dirt. And location, that's what you're paying for. Alright, to the left we have the house that is owned by a celebrity. Gray mansion over there, brown terracotta roof, and 2 palm trees right in front of it. You guys see it? So that house right there is owned by a famous movie star who is known for doing his own stunts. Jackie Chan, that's right. Jackie Chan owns that house right there. So a lot of the houses here in the Bay, they seem unoccupied. The reason for that is because a lot of them are vacation homes. So owners own multiple homes. They'll come here when they feel like it. They can afford it. Look guys, an empty lot. That's an example of what $2 million looks like. So right next to that empty lot, we have this beige house. And you'll see from those palm trees, there is a string of colorful flags. So those flags are Tibetan. That house right there used to be a monastery. And now it's for sale. Any takers? Going once, going twice. Nobody? The house is probably about $13 to $16 million. So you guys want to know a secret though? I'll tell you guys a secret that the people who live on these islands probably don't want you to know. So these islands, they are all gated, but the streets on them are public property. So technically speaking, you guys are allowed to drive on these islands. So if you go, they should open up the gate for you, no problem. I've done it myself. You can go ahead and explore the island. Now, Star Island, no promises. That is a 50-50 chance. They can be pretty exclusive there. But maybe if you rent a fancy looking car for the day, you'll be lucky. But yeah, if you guys go to Palm Island, remember the address 93 Palm. That is the address for Al Capone's former home. So you can go check that out. Paulina Rubio. Alright, so right over here, you're gonna see this gray house covered in trees with the white and blue boat lifted out of the water. That is Paulina Rubio's house. Now, a lot of the celebrities that live here in the Bay cover their houses with trees because of people like us. So the people who live there are heirs to the designer Fendi, very famous designer brand. It's also a huge party house. There's parties there all the time. So this house over here to the left is owned by a famous baseball player who happens to be engaged to J-Lo. A-Rod, yes, Alex Rodriguez. This one right here, white boxy mansion with reflective windows. That is owned by A-Rod. We also have a house to the left. Smaller house, it's white. That house right there is owned by a famous tennis player by the name of Steffi Graf. Coming up, we have a beige mansion with a beautiful balcony wrapped around it. That is the former home of Celia Cruz, famous Cuban singer. Very beautiful too. Check out that balcony. About 40 years ago, it was a completely different case. There is a list of 4 things that saved the city of Miami and its tourism industry. The first thing on that list came in the form of a TV show. Anybody have an inkling of what that is? It's Miami Vice. Miami Vice. You guys know the lead actor of Miami Vice? Don Johnson. So there was an episode where his character was after a drug czar who lived in this White House right here with the dome. The drug czar was played by a movie star who was not a movie star at the time, Bruce Willis. And the name of the episode is called No Exit. They shot an additional 8 episodes here. So a total of 9 episodes at this house. It's officially known as the Miami Vice House. It was built in the 70s, and for a while it was owned by Ricky Martin. But yeah, it's really beautiful. At nighttime, they'll light it up. And I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that there is a jacuzzi underneath that dome. I believe it. Alrighty, so we are approaching the other side of Star Island. We're going to see one of the most expensive properties on the eastern coast of the U.S. This is the most expensive property here in Biscayne Bay. $67 million is its worth. It belongs to Dr. Philip Frost. He is the founder of IVAX Pharmaceuticals. That is where the nicotine patch came from. He's also the founder of Viagra. So you guys see all those palm trees in front of the house? Very beautiful palm trees. All those palm trees were imported from South Africa. And each of those trees are worth $10,000. There's about 27 of them on the property. So the house itself, it has over 10 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, a private basketball court, a private movie theater, a private greenhouse, and occasionally we will see Dr. Philip Frost himself chilling out on the back porch. He does still live there. He's in his 80s. So at the end of the MacArthur Causeway, we have the Frost Science Museum, and that is named after Dr. Philip Frost. He generously donated $45 million to the museum, which is nothing for him. But if you guys have not been to the museum, it is a must. It's a 3-in-1 experience. Not only is it an interactive museum, it's a planetarium and a 3-story aquarium. location is the 7th most expensive state in the U.S. Alrighty guys, so we are going to be turning around. We'll be heading back to Atlanta in just a couple of moments. So as we turn around, we're going to have a pretty good view of this island over here with a monument on it. The name of that island is Monument Island. Now the monument is a tribute to Henry Flagler. He is the father of Miami. He is the person who brought the railroad down here to establish this as a city. And the person who told him to do that was a woman by the name of Julia Tuttle. So Julia Tuttle is the mother of Miami. She is the founder of Miami, and she is the only woman to found a city in the U.S. So that means that the city of Miami is the only city in the United States that is founded by a woman. Alrighty guys, everyone hang on tight and remain seated. There's quite a few people that have properties there that you guys might recognize, including Oprah Winfrey, Mel Brooks, Jeb Bush, Sharon Stone, Boris Becker, Enrique Iglesias. I know JLo had a property there for a while. I think recently she sold it. Now, a little history about Fisher Island. Carl Fisher purchased it from Dana Dorsey in 1919. So Dana Dorsey is South Florida's first African-American millionaire, and he owned the island, and then in 1919 Carl Fisher purchased it from him. So you'll be able to see the island coming up on the right. It is 200 acres of pure luxury, and it even has its own zip code.
ഗായ്സ്, അങ്ങനെ നമ്മുടെ മയാമി ടൂർ ഡക്ക് ടൂർ ഇവിടെ അവസാനിക്കുകയാണ്. നമ്മുടെ ചേച്ചി നമുക്ക് വിശദമായി നമ്മുടെ യാത്രയിലൂടെ ഉടനീളം കാഴ്ചകളൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് വിശദീകരിച്ച് തന്നു. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അതെല്ലാം മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. നല്ല കാഴ്ചകളായിരുന്നു വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. യാത്ര ഇവിടെ അവസാനിക്കുമ്പോൾ പോകുന്ന വഴിക്ക് നമ്മൾ തിരികെ വീട്ടിലോട്ട് പോവുകയാണ്. പോകുന്ന വഴിക്ക് ഒരു ചെറിയ സ്നാക്സ് ഒക്കെ കഴിച്ച് അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു ഡിന്നറും ഒക്കെ കഴിച്ചിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഇന്നത്തെ ഈ മയാമി ട്രിപ്പ് ഇവിടെ വൈൻഡപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നതായിരിക്കും. നിങ്ങൾക്കെല്ലാം ഈ കാഴ്ചകൾ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു എന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ തിരികെ വീട്ടിലേക്കുള്ള യാത്രയിലാണ്. നമുക്ക് ഏകദേശം 1 മണിക്കൂറിലധികം ദൂരമുണ്ട് മയാമിയിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിലെത്താൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. നമ്മൾ ഏകദേശം പകുതി ദൂരം പിന്നിട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞു. അതിൻ്റെ പകുതി ദൂരത്തിനിടയ്ക്ക് നമുക്കൊരു പ്ലാസയുണ്ട്. പ്ലാസയിൽ ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഇറങ്ങിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഇവിടെ ഇറങ്ങിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു ഗുണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത്യാവശ്യം ചെറിയ സ്നാക്സുകളൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് കഴിക്കാൻ കിട്ടും. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മുടെ പ്രാഥമിക കാര്യങ്ങൾക്കൊക്കെയുള്ള സൗകര്യങ്ങൾ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ വണ്ടിക്ക് ഗ്യാസ് അടിക്കാനുള്ള സൗകര്യമുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അപ്പം നമ്മളവിടെ ഇറങ്ങിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ചെറിയ സ്നാക്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മളിപ്പം വാങ്ങിച്ച് കഴിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു അരമണിക്കൂറുടെ യാത്ര ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ വീട്ടിലെത്തും. ഓക്കെ. അപ്പം നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് രാവിലെ മുതൽ പല സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ യാത്ര ചെയ്തു. മയാമിയുടെ വിവിധ സ്ഥലങ്ങളിലൂടെ ഡൗൺ ടൗണിലൂടെയും അതുപോലെ മയാമി ബീച്ച്, പിന്നെ ഡക്ക് ടൂർ ഇതെല്ലാം കഴിഞ്ഞു. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ വീടിനടുത്തുള്ള ടേസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു റെസ്റ്റോറൻറ്റിൽ ഡിന്നർ കഴിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി എത്തിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ സാധാരണ മിക്കവാറും ഇവിടെ വരുന്ന ഒരു റെസ്റ്റോറൻറ്റാണ്. വളരെ നല്ല ഇന്ത്യൻ ഫുഡ് കിട്ടുന്ന ഒരു റെസ്റ്റോറൻറ്റാണ് പാം ബീച്ചിൽ. അവരുടെ മെനു ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. ഈ മെനുവിൻ്റെ ഒരു പ്രത്യേകത എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഈ മെനു ഡിസൈൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് ജോജിയാണ്. ജോസോ ഡിസൈൻസ് എന്ന് പറയപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥാപനം അദ്ദേഹം ഇവിടെ നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട്. ആ സ്ഥാപനം അദ്ദേഹം ചെയ്ത ഒരു മെനു ആണ് ഇവിടെ അവൈലബിൾ ആയിട്ട് വെച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. വളരെ നല്ല ഡിസൈനൊക്കെയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഇന്ന് കഴിക്കാനായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന ആദ്യം നമ്മളിവിടെ വരുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ സാധാരണ അവർ ഈ പപ്പടം അവരുടെ ഫ്രീ ആണ്. ഇതിൻ്റെ കൂടെ ചട്നിയും ഈ പപ്പടവും എല്ലാം കൂടെ ഇവിടെ അവർ സെർവ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്ത ഫുഡ് വരുന്നിടം വരെ അതിങ്ങനെ കഴിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്കിരിക്കാം. പിന്നെ ഞങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ടറായിട്ട് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിരിക്കുന്നത് ചിക്കൻ 65, 2 ചിക്കൻ 65 പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. വളരെ നല്ല ഇതാണ്. പിന്നെ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന ഓർഡർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞാൻ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്തതാണ് മസാല ദോശ, മൈസൂർ മസാല ദോശ. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഇന്ന് ട്രൈ ചെയ്യാമെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. ജോജി ഓർഡർ ചെയ്തതാണ് പ്ലെയിൻ ദോശ. പിന്നെ ഇത് ചിക്കൻ തിക്ക മസാല അല്ലേ, ചിക്കൻ തിക്ക മസാല ദോശ, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സാധനമാണ് ഇത്. ഫ്രൈഡ് റൈസ്, നമ്മുടെ ഫ്രൈഡ് റൈസ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും സാധനമാണ് നമ്മൾ ഓർഡർ ചെയ്തത്. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതുമായിട്ടുള്ള മൽപ്പിടുത്തം തുടങ്ങാൻ പോവാം. സോ ലെറ്റ്സ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് വിത്ത് ദ ചിക്കൻ 65 now.
ചേച്ചിയുടെ ഫ്രൈഡ് റൈസ് എന്തെങ്കിലുണ്ട്? ചേച്ചിയുടെ ഫ്രൈഡ് റൈസ് എന്തെങ്കിലുണ്ട്? ഞാൻ ചേച്ചിയുടെ ഫ്രൈഡ് റൈസ് ഒന്ന് ടേസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് നോക്കണം.
അടിപൊളി സാധനം.
ഓ അച്ഛാ,
Tastes amazing. Okay guys, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos.